Everybody, and welcome to Vanity PvE. Vanity Toro. Sorry about that. In this video, it's 7:24. Just woke up. Yeah. So as I woke up, I thought I need to make a video because I was gonna do it last night, but fell asleep in the end. But why not? As I woke up and remembered what to do, I thought, you know what? I'm fucking bored. Just woke up. You know, when you wake up very, very early and unusually, you get bored all the time. It's pretty boring, even on Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Actually, on Mondays, it's a day I don't go to college. Instead, I sometimes visit my family members' home and do work around there. As I was saying, yeah, as I was mentioning, in this video, I'm going to be talking about well, to be honest, a quick update, and also, and there's something about an update of my mood. So what happened is, for the past few days, a couple of days, just after Thursday, well, on Thursday evening, I practiced not listening to audiobook. I wanted to test the stability of how fast I can sleep, so I thought of better ways. Well, I drank coffee, on Thursday evening, because I've recently known that, found out naps are the ones preventing me from sleeping. Yeah, naps, they take up most of the hours and make me sleep for most of the whole night, which is a pain. I managed to survive, but in the day, half of the day I was alright, but in the end of the day I was struggling to focus on everything, and then as soon as I got home I crashed out. Yeah, I made sure I didn't. On Thursday night I got sleep finally, and I felt much better the next day. That's on Saturday and last night, which is excellent, because my anxiety of dying has just revoked. And another thing that has happened, what I just said happened, and that was the update. Another thing, the main part of this video is just me explaining my pride, not in a boastful way, because why would I? I made a rant video about, boasters, quite a few times, complaining about them, even though I made a warning to a few in that Facebook group. I'm still in that Facebook group, by the way, but not as active as I thought they were. Anyway, so about myself, I've recently I've gotten courage to embrace my style. Pretty much building a state of anarchy. Well, I won't say anarchy, but a way to ignore, never ever follow rules of being judged. Essentially by my family. Not saying my family is judging me, but if my family ever says, "Oh, don't dye your hair this colour, or don't do this, don't wear that," I can wear whatever the fuck I want, okay? They don't say that, but this is just what I'm gonna do, just in case. And it's and I do love my family, but I just need to keep on my guard, because I've heard they can be a bit teasy towards people with a different appearance. Not all the time, but I'm suspicious of that most of the time. And I call this matter hippity hoppity because apparently I go to my nan's every Sunday. My granddad takes me and my mother, takes my mother and sister there. I don't mind Granny's house. I usually just go on my laptop, just like I do now, play video games. I see her most of the time. I just drink tea with her and just eat dinner or everything really. I do work for her. She's a lovely lady. A woman, but she's in her 70s. Yeah. I think all my family was alright. Um, yeah. But what my granddad does, my mother and sister do in the car, I joke around, I call it hippity hoppity. Uh, yeah, that's what they're doing. But if you guys are very confused about what I'm saying, you just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, hippity hoppity, well, in the past few times, I've always been against, the facts. I've always been against the fact that people are acting Victorian in this decade and joke about people's appearances, laugh about them and act very silly. So yeah, hippity hoppity is a matter of well, being joking about people's appearances. Um, like if I was to wear earlobes and dye my hair bright green and such, and wear very spiky clothing, a punk style. I mean, a magnificent punk style you can think of. Well, a hippity hoppity person is likely to tease them, to act very Victorian, and this normally happens with the boomers. Not all, but this is what I think of my family as my mother, my sister, my granddad. Not all the time, because of course I would never, of course I would never, tease someone who's with appearance, but been kind of, worried that if I ever embrace the modification, my granddad might tease me. And I worried that for a very long time, I think back in October of last year, I met a friend called Kay. I won't mention her full name because I mean, I never showed her my channel before, and I don't want to, well, okay, that's just her name, that's how she wants to be called. This woman Kay, who I met, won't explain the rest, but she well, she is an alternative just like me, and well, she's taken by the way. So at the time I was just having my girlfriend before I broke up with her in late October. This explains why I'm single. Um, well, she had lots of piercings, and I think, well, she had lots, anyone you can think of, even well, no, she didn't have, well, N piercings. You can probably know what they are. She didn't have that. I didn't even know. I didn't even want to know. I doubt she has. She had mostly the piercings you can think of, notable ones. Like the basically, the was it the ones in the eye? Those piercings. Ones here, there, there, septum, and just basically there. I think. Well, yeah, you can get ones. I think she had ones there and there. Yeah, she had those piercings, and it kind of inspired me. And I've told her that I was worried if I ever get a piercing, my family might kill me, tease me, horrify me, tell me, judge me. Of course, I've explained all of that to Kay, not as a complaint. Um, Christ, I don't know friends around here can just chatting around me every morning. I was checking my Facebook just then. Don't worry. So yeah, I explained that to Kay, person, and a friend, and she said that she probably went through the same thing. Though not worry about it. And she just said normal, she said, be yourself and just don't worry. I knew that, I was thankful, she said other things, but at the same time, I was still worried, was, I knew I had to be on my guard, because what if, I do get kicked out, nice as they might be, and they are nice, my family, but you just gotta know your doubts, because, they might ban you from, they might ban me from going to Nan's house or something like that, amount of teasing I might get, it's just worrying. So I was on my guard, I didn't want to be on that phase, and I began, yeah, so that went by, and my parents' matter began, growing more and more and more. Yeah, so my parents began growing more, and I was getting more braver. I soon got over the fact of wanting a modification. I don't know why I see a modification, put my finger there. Maybe I'm just pointing at a certain aspect of a piercing that keeps coming to my mind. These piercings get on your eye. I'm not saying I want one, just, maybe you're referencing to, I don't know. Anyway, so as time went by, I got off of that phase. And life carried on as usual. But it was until one day, this all bitten back to me. I felt like I wanted to get a new haircut and dye my front green, which is gonna happen soon. I'm gonna have my hair cut short in a short edgy way and cut it and then my front green. That might happen soon. However, my future lies upon my worries again. Because my family, I said hippity hoppity. I didn't want to be mocked in the acting of doing that. This is not being me being rude about my family. This is me being on my guard. Because most families, well, don't take too well to, people modifications, and that's why I had to be on my guard for. Because I felt like a family would be so skeptical. They would literally judge me to death. It just wouldn't be nice, really. So, and I thought, if any phase of this comes back again, I'm not going to do it in a small way. So, to start with, I'm going to do my hairstyle and all that. I'm doing this with clothing, and yeah, I'm. So I'm not saying I'm changing. I'm not saying I'm ugly. I'm changing. Sunny out there. Yeah. So I'm doing this as a as I'm doing the hairstyle. Also, because I want to start, well, embrace my pride. I want to be the first person, possibly in my whole family generation, to ever be a one with modifications and a hairstyle. This is because I want to show the people around me that even if your family are, like I said, hibbity hoppity and are skeptical to people modifications sometimes, you can fight back, not as well as doing physical things, but you can fight back as in just if they ever say something about you saying, "Oh, get that thing of clothing off," like if you're wearing a your family for judging you with your hair colour and all that. You just dyed a really awesome colour. Well, just don't distance them. Don't change the colour. Just carry on. Do what you want. Your family has no control over you. Your body is your body. You're like the bloody farmer of your body. You're the landlord. You can do whatever you want, but don't hurt it. You can colour your hair. You can get a piercing if you feel like it. Only just do the safety following. You know, clean most of the. Like if you're going to get a nose piercing, clean your nose thoroughly. Yeah. If you're going to get a lip piercing, brush your teeth. You know, don't pick your lips. Just just put a lot of Vaseline on. You know, be very careful with your lips. Yeah. So like, just know your health and safety. You know, be very, yeah, and just be proud. Because yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to his Instagram user by the name of who's his name again? I'll look him up. Right. What's his Instagram called? It's Nick Aaron. I want to give a shout out to an Instagram user called It's Nick Aaron. He's an Instagram user who, well, I don't know the age of him, but he's an Instagram user who posts really good. He's Dutch, I think. He's Dutch? Yeah, I think he's Dutch. He posts pictures and videos of himself, good, you know, emo tags and everything. And he also was the reason I wanted to make this video, because as soon as I saw him, my confidence grew bigger. Yeah, I feel a bit, you know, more resourceful in making these videos. How I feel. Yeah. Well, then again, thanks. Also follow It's Nick Aaron on Instagram. He has awesome posts. You know, I recommend go like to him. Nick, if you're watching this, you have great style. I admire it. And yeah, well, hopefully see you in the next video. Well, hopefully upload more videos in quite soon, and we'll see you guys in the next video soon. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Peace out.